Hello guys, it's Pedro. Hope you're doing well. And in today's video, I'd like to talk about something that, over the years, a lot of people have been telling me and maybe asking for advice. And even if they don't say anything, I notice that this happens, which is losing the passion for your craft in VFX, okay? More particular in compositing, because that's normally the people that I normally interact more with, right? And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Pedro. I'm the founder of Gameplanner, and we help experienced professionals attain leadership roles within their compositing career. And we do that very successfully. Don't take my word for it, just go on the description below, and if you want to know more about, just book a call with us, and we're more than happy to talk to you about everything that we do, the results that we produce, and how we operate, okay? But going back to this discussion again about why do you lose passion in your compositing career or VFX career more generically, and how to get it back, right? And before delving into this, I think it's useful to take a step back and to look at two sides of the story. One is the industry itself, and the other one is you as an individual, as a professional, okay? Because these things are intrinsically related, and one is dependent on other, and the situations or issues of one will influence the other, okay? So we all know that our industry has a lot of problems, all right? Filmmaking in general is very messy, okay? And there's many different reasons of why that is, and we're not gonna delve into this right now, but in any case, visual effects, like that specific part of the filmmaking process, it's a very volatile kind of industry, okay? So the problems start there, and this means short contracts a lot of times, right? Which means low job security, and a lot of times also there's bad or no proper training, specifically the training that will actually prepare you seriously for leadership roles, but not only, okay? And there's better organization. So we all know the problems about the industry, specifically on this side of the filmmaking process, right? Then what happens in this side will influence, as I said before, your side, you as an individual. So, you feel that you are doing the same sort of job year after year, maybe not in the beginning of your careers, but for those of you that have been doing this for quite a long time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's, you start, you don't feel the same enthusiasm anymore because, you deal with the same sort of job year after year, as I said before. You're dealing with the same problems, job after job, company after company. They all seem to have the same problems, really. And so what happens is you don't grow, and your mind, you will try to find answers in other places. But the problem is, the more you do this, the more potentially you are shooting yourself in the foot, because the answer that you're trying to seek will again work against you, because it will make you more jaded and more dispassionate about your own craft, because you're trying to find answers and to find enthusiasm again in other areas. And I'm going to give you a few tips to relink this passion. Okay, the first ones are more superficial. And then I'm gonna give you the ultimate tip, okay? So the more superficial ones, which are powerful, don't get me wrong, okay? They are more superficial because, they are more, they don't speak so much to the core of the situation, of what the problem is, but in any case, I think they are useful as well, all right? So the first one that I can tell you is revisiting your artistic roots. What I mean by this is try to analyze or to remember the aspects or the reasons that really made you choose this career in the first place. There must be something or some things that really connected with you and that made you really do this for a living, And sometimes with so many years after years after years, especially for those of you that are more experienced people in this realm or in this craft itself, you know exactly what I'm talking about, You probably already forgot why you decided to do this in the first place, right? So try to remember, take your mind off the stuff that you're currently doing or the projects that you've been involved lately that didn't go so well, probably all of them, right? But anyway, try to put that aside and really remember what were the situations or the reasons that made you choose this for, a living. And maybe, you'll find maybe the exact reason or reasons, maybe it doesn't need to be a lot, it might be just one, okay? But that's the one that will make the click for you to remember, yes, this is my calling, this is exactly why I'm doing this. So maybe that's what's going to trigger that passion again, okay? Another tip is stop using the same techniques all the time. Experiment with new stuff. Let's not forget that in our in all VFX, I would say, but let's talk about more specifically about compositing, because that's basically what we are all about, right? There's several ways of doing the same thing, and it's a field, VFX in general, that is directly related with technology, which means that either because the software update or either because of the technology overall or whatever it may be, there's all these new things happening, right? So, try to, try to get inspired by these new things. You don't have to use them all. You don't have to use them exactly in the way that they are shown to you, but try to get some of that to reignite your passion, because that will possibly trigger some imagination on how to use, on how to build certain things, and come up with your own methods. That is, I would say that is the best usage of the new techniques and the new technology. Is not so much to use them directly as they are presented to you, but how can they connect with the things that you've been doing that possibly will trigger like new approaches for the things that you are working with, The other one is collaborating with your peers, right? So share your wins, share your, doubts, share your successes and fails and whatever, with your fellow compositing artists. In this case, compositing can be any other, discipline, right? Because I think that will take away the idea in your mind that perhaps you are the only one feeling these things. You are the only one that lost the passion for the craft. You are the only one dealing with the problems or, the mental blocks that you might have. You'll see that a lot of people have exactly the same thing. Maybe they don't talk about it because probably they think exactly the same way, that you. So, try to find like your best friends that you can share these things freely. And yeah, try to bring each other up. And take you out from that kind of mental blocks, okay? And I think that can help, right? The other one that I can tell you is to explore new visual styles. And you can do that in several ways. You can go to an exhibition, you can watch like a film that might not be even VFX related. You can watch animation, you can see like a picture, or you can read a photography, not read, but look at the photography book, whatever it may be. Try to find new things that you would like to approach. And those, sources of information might give you ideas on how to achieve something that you've been doing in a certain way for years and years and years. But that can trigger like new ways on how to approach like that same thing that you've been doing always in the same way or very similar every time, right? And another one that I can tell you that is very big for me actually is trying to find inspiration outside the realm of VFX, okay? Because your brain needs some space to breathe a different sort of air, you know what I mean? So this for me is a big one. You all have your hobbies, whatever they might be cuisine, might be other arts and crafts, but try to just, switch off your brain from VFX all the time, because that's what you do like 8 to 10 to 12 to 15 hours a day sometimes. And you certainly need some rest, and you need to go about your life in a different way, you know what I mean? So, for me, this one was always very big, like trying to find inspiration outside the realm of VFX. And although, I can get inspiration from all these different sources that have nothing to do with visual effects, I can bring some of that kind of stuff into the craft itself, I develop like a lot of techniques or come up with like different approaches just because of that reason, because that will give you something different perhaps on how to achieve like a different solution in a completely different way, because you saw something that although is not related, there's some way that your brain can connect the two, and at least it will give you an idea on how to try a different approach, okay? And that approach can then trigger many other things. Even if it fails completely to the stuff that you're trying to solve, it will probably trigger like other things down the line that will basically contribute for your enhancement as an artist, okay? And the other one, which is a little bit more basic, but equally important, is to take breaks. Take breaks, just go to the pub, and we talked about this many times. Go to the pub, pamper yourself, go to the gym, go for a massage, go traveling, go and visit your family, do, enjoy life, I guess, because our job is not easy. It's long hours. It's a lot of stress all the time, although a lot of it is self-inflicted. And this is one of the big things that we try to solve as a company. But in any case, it's important just to take a break completely from the screen, just enjoy life, And sometimes if you do that at the right time, with the right length, it doesn't need to be very long, by the way. It can be just a couple of days, can be a couple of weeks, can be a couple of months. It all depends, right? And it all depends on the individual as well. But sometimes a couple of days go a long way, for you to come up completely fresh. So yeah, I think it's an important one. So these are the more superficial ones. The best one, okay, the best one is growing in your career. I know that I've been hammering on this for many times, but definitely it's the best way to reignite your passion. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because when you do that, you basically feel a sense of purpose again, gives you a sense of accomplishment, and opens new doors for a lot of other stuff, potentially, right? And it will also make you earn potentially more money because you're going to grow in your career, and life can be good again. When you earn more money, you will see other possibilities. Your lifestyle will potentially also increase. Your family will also benefit from it, directly and indirectly. So, it's a win-win for everybody, right? So the best way to reignite your passion, and by the way, it's probably the reason why you're losing some of this passion, is because you're not growing in your career. You're doing the same thing over and over again. You're not achieving anything new year after year, company after company. You always deal with the same problems, as I said before, the same situations, the same issues in every single company, in every single project. And despite that, and despite enduring all of that kind of stuff, you don't grow. So when that happens, of course, life sucks. Who wants to be there? No one, right? So if you are one of these people, you're not alone, definitely. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that in our industry. And these are the reasons, okay? And I think all of you, especially the ones that are more experienced, can definitely, agree with me, I'm pretty sure, right? And one thing that is directly related with this is also surrounding yourself with the right people. There's nothing worse than being amongst people that are not achievers, that complain all the time, that bitch about everything, and they're not self-accountable. If you are within this group, okay, guess what you're gonna become? You're gonna become exactly the same, On the other hand, when you surround yourself with the right people, the ones that do exactly the opposite of what I just mentioned, it will ignite something in you that has a lot of power, because you're going to compare yourself with others and you're going to push each other to achieve more things, And this in itself has more power than what you might think, okay? And again, this is one of the big components of what we offer, as a company, is being surrounded with like-minded people that do exactly what I just mentioned, okay? That's exactly what we offer. We've been helping hundreds of experienced compositors achieving real growth in their careers because of this. And when we establish that we are the right fit for each other, we will really roll up our sleeves to give you all the support for you to achieve that growth, okay? Real growth. It's not just know about stuff. It's real growth in your career. And again, you don't take my word for it. You just go check on the description below, check exactly the results that we are able to provide, and what people can say about their experience with us, all right? So this is what I wanted to tell you today, like why that happens, why you're losing the passion, and how to reignite it. Okay, I gave you like many different tips. And if you'd like to achieve the same as the people that we've been helping, no problem, just book a strategy call. The link is in the description below, and you'll have a coaching call with a member of my team to learn more about you, to learn exactly what are the things that you think are preventing you from growing, and we will do this assessment together. And then we can assess whether or not we are the right fit for each other, okay? Because that's the paramount thing that we always want to establish, is if we are the right fit for you to get the results. If we think that we are the right fit, then we'll tell you next steps. On the other hand, if you feel that we are not the right fit for each other, no problem. At least you got like a free coaching session that can also give you like a lot of value. So we always try to give value within these calls. So the best thing to do is always to book a call, and then we'll take it from there, okay? And that's it, guys. This is the type of stuff that I would like to share with you today. I hope you take something valuable out of it. And if you feel that your passion is fading a little bit, whether it's now or in the future, you can always come back to this video to give you some ideas. And you might have your own strategies as well. So combine the two and you'll see that you're gonna do really well. All right? See you very soon.